Alright, we got us another battle in BBE's November Let's Eat event. This is Will Mac versus Umdubuli Wee Tommy. Probably butchered the pronunciation on your name, but it is what it is. Alright, winner of this determines 2022's King of Kings. Everybody in this one had to hold a title or a belt or have won a tournament. Alright, 1 round, 3 bars. Umdubuli Wee Tommy up first. If I catch you with your crewmates, your fam, I won't spare his click. Snap click, you will get to stick together like the Harris kids. I remember how you were killing it and running through all fairly, but things changed against D. Bryant and Rayner, who's called Rare Breed. After that you lost some respect and a new dawn steered clean from being top of the game to one slip up ended you, truth or dare scene. Well, I'm spraying, dropping Mac, but if Mac arise, keep popping caps, celebrating. Went from punching his bitch to becoming one on this text life. Dissing Rayner and Eleanor and throwing fits next, right? Then ignored Rayner's call-outs for a punch fest who spits best guy, but you rather throw shots outside the ring like DJ Mustard and his ex-wife. House robbing, your kids on the couch watching me start with the data, shoot twice, leave bucks on Will and they're gonna get him after you die. What happened, Mac? You were a top dog, a teacher in this field, spot guys up. Someone did a special move to your crew when you bring top riders. Since the haters attacked, you've been crying about something wrong prior. They pushed the correct buttons to see you change character. King of fighters. Alright. I see some forced multis and forced grammar there. I mean, it flows alright, the end product flows alright, but even on a first read through I can see some stuff as being shoehorned in, square pegs being forced into round holes. Alright, moving on to Will Mac. He sat back, laughing, gassed up, even though my tool's got his face stiff, no pulling cavities. I can predict the cards he'll play, so when I drop the lame trick, I do it magically. Even if you rocked with Saint Nick, you couldn't rap with me. Your brain always followed COVID rules, huh? It's never operated at full capacity. He calls me Chris Brown, cause the idea of him winning, I fuck up that thought. Seeing Mac Daddy keeping Tommy boxed in like it ruined the Rugrats plot. Trying to serve up a cold dish, here's tips for the bill, bruh. When I use my mind to handle the bully like the shit was Matilda. Riding when you lose, your hopeless plans is clear, like January 6th, stuck behind bars is where this broken man appears. When I ruin his highlights like a broken chandelier. My plan's to wreck this dude quick, check the blueprint, don't act like you can't see, you see him. My verse is art you can't touch, think fancy museums. If your chick is bad, I'll Hulk on that pussy, I'm quick to smash. Then we'll see you lose over the neck quicker than a Serena tennis match. He keeps his nose in my business, what a horny, hopeless elephant, trying to ride this dangerous wave, but my flows just pelt the prick. I'm taking dog to school, I had to show and tell this bitch. Alright. Much longer multi-chains, obviously, and they're all pretty fucking tight, and there were a couple of spots there where the grammar felt forced, but only a couple. Most of it was pretty fucking clean. Alright, let's go have a look at content. Alright, if I catch you with your crewmates, your fam, I won't spare his click. Snap click, you all get to stick together like the Harris kids. Okay, I googled that. I googled Harris kids. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Are you talking about Kamala Harris's kids? That was like the main thing that came up in Google searches. I looked for Harris kids conjoined, Harris twins conjoined. Couldn't find nada. So, whoosh, over my fucking head. Don't know what the punchline means. I remember how you were killing it and running through all fairly, but things changed against D. Bryant, Rayner, who's called Rare Breed. That's where your forced grammar starts coming in. things changed against Dee Bryan and Rayna, who's called Rhea Breed. It's a clunky sentence. I mean, you could fix it with some commas and shit, but it's a clunky sentence. And was Rhea Breed ever Rayna's stage name, or is it just something you're saying? Because it feels like something you're just saying to make a multi fit. After that, you lost some respect, and a new dawn stared clean. A new dawn stared clean. Nobody ever fucking said that in a conversation, bro. This is you're forcing grammar to make multis work, and it never works, man. Because like, I read the sentence, and the sentence makes no grammatical sense, so I have to stop and pause and rewind the sentence and deconstruct it and put the pieces back in the right places and reconstruct the sentence to understand what you were saying. And that just slows down the reader's brain so much that, you know, you start losing impact. From being top of the game to one slip up ended your truth or dare scene. Okay, I haven't seen the horror movie Truth or Dare, but I'm aware of it, and I don't have to have seen the movie to understand, you know, a Ouija board isn't really a game. Oh no, sorry, different movie. Okay, so Truth or Dare is a game. Someone was at the top of the game. One slip up ended them when they like summoned a demon or some shit. Truth or Dare scene. Okay. So that's one of those references. That's one of those references where I haven't seen the movie, but I don't have to have actually seen the movie. I only need to be vaguely aware of it to get the punchline, which is cool. That's what you want. While I'm spraying, drop a Mac, but if Mac arise, keep popping caps. You had that in quote marks, so I had to fucking Google that. Mac arise is a transitive verb, meaning to celebrate something and consider it blessed. Consider it blessed. Okay, cool. I was a newspaper journalist. I've got a pretty fucking extensive vocabulary, and I had literally never heard that word in my life. So, okay, cool. The word exists in the English language. You found a way to make it a nameplay. That's cool. But how many people are actually going to get it, right? But I mean, okay, technically the word exists in English. You turned it into a nameplay, that's cool. But anything I have to go and Google, you know, you lose that immediacy of impact. While I'm spraying, drop a Mac, but if Mac arise, keep popping caps, celebrating. Okay, so Mac arise, celebrate as blessed, popping caps, so I guess, you know, like throwing fucking hats in the air type shit, celebrating. Went from punching his bitch to become a one on this text life. Dissing Rayna and Eleanor and throwing fits next, right? When did he diss Eleanor? I dropped a diss on Eleanor. Are you getting fucking me and Mac confused? Dissing Rayna and Eleanor and throwing fits next, right? Then ignored Rayna's callouts for a punch fest who spits best guy. Ignored Rayna's callouts for a punch fest who spits best guy. I must be missing something because I'm pretty sure I saw Will Mac constantly calling her out. So, I'm not sure. But okay, I'll take your word for it. Maybe she called him out on a different group. Okay. But you rather throw shots outside the ring like DJ Mustard and his ex-wife. I had to Google who the fuck DJ Mustard is and why his ex-wife matters. Okay, so I see he's, you know, like a new school mid-tier producer. Done a few collabs with some people who aren't quite household names but are getting up there. Acrimonious divorce, and his ex-wife is running her mouth in the gossip magazines. So again, okay, it works, but I had to go and Google that shit to figure out what you're talking about. And again, if I have to go and Google stuff, you've lost me. You know, you lose the immediacy of the punchline. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. Was it worth having to go and Google? Not really. You rather throw shots outside the ring like DJ Mustard and his ex-wife. I mean, you could have just said something like, you rather throw shots outside the ring, like an acrimonious ex-wife. You know, you didn't have to specifically mention DJ Mustard. You could have just made it more generic and just said, you know, like a fucking bitchy ex-wife, and I would have got the joke, right? Instead of being lost on the whole who the fuck is DJ Mustard thing. House robbing, your kids on the couch watching me start with their data. Shoot twice. Leave bucks on Will and they're gonna get him after you die. What happened, Mac? You were a top dog, a teacher in his field, spot guys up. Someone had a special move to your crew when you bring top riders. This was the first point where I realised, hang on, these special move, attacked, push the correct buttons. This was where I first realised, okay, hang on, he's talking about video games. It's a video game scheme, and I went back to the start of the bar. So, your kids, leave bucks on Will, they're going to get him after you die. Is that like the whole, you know, leaving your 20-cent piece sitting on the edge of the screen of the video game to, like, claim your turn next? Because the obvious one is, the obvious wordplays here is, your kids, you're going to shoot twice and put buckshot into Will, but also leave money in the will, and his kids are going to get that money after he dies in the will from the estate. I'm trying to figure out if there's also like a video game angle already happening here, or if the video game angle doesn't start happening until later in the bar. What happened, Mac? You were a top dog, a teacher in this field, spot guys up. Is that a reference to Spot the Dog, like the children's books? A top dog, teacher in this field, spot guys up. I'm not sure. Someone with a special move to your crew when you bring top riders. Since the haters attacked, you've been crying about something wrong prior. They push the correct buttons to see you change character, King of Fighters. Where are we? Okay, house robbing, your kids on the couch watching me start with the data. Okay, that's obvious enough. You're going to break into his house and you're going to shoot him twice with buckshot, and then you're going to kill his kids. But also, his kids are going to see you leave their money in the will, and they're going to get that after Will dies in the estate. And maybe also it's a thing about leaving your money sitting on the edge of the video game to stake your next turn in a public arcade. What happened, Mac? You were a top dog, a teacher in his field, spot guys up. I don't know if a top dog is also supposed to be part of the video game angle. Just, you know, like a high score holder. Someone with a special move. Okay, so special move is definitely the video game angle, attacked, push the correct buttons, change character. Okay, so that's all consistent there. Someone with a special move to your crew when you bring top riders, but once you look outside of the scheme and you just look at the lines as they stand on their own 2 feet, someone with a special move to your crew when you bring top riders, I guess you're kind of referring there to, I don't know, some fucking gossip or controversy about somebody joining Untouchables. Since the haters attacked, you've been crying about something wrong prior. What's the something? Something wrong prior is also just forced grammar. And I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Like, you're just basically you're throwing shit at the wall regarding Untouchables and hoping some of it sticks. But I feel like basically that's all there just to have something to rhyme. And the real thing you're going for is the video game scheme. And consistent schemes through a bar are cool, but the lines have to also individually make sense. Right? You have to also have proper punchlines. Like, the punchlines themselves have to have two meanings. They have to tie into the video game reference. They push the correct buttons to see you change character. King of Fighters. Okay, so quotables in this. Harris Kids, no idea what you're talking about. Rainer, who's called Rare Breed, nothing there. New Dawn, Snare Clean. Top of the game till one slip up entered your truth or dare scene. It's okay. I haven't seen the movie, but I still kind of get it. But it's only okay. It's not jaw dropping. I'm spraying, dropping Macarise, keep popping caps, celebrating. I had to go and Google that, but Macarise is a pretty nice wordplay and name flip. Punching his bitch, becoming one of his text live. This Rainer and Eleanor, throwing fits next, right. Then ignore Rainer's call it for a punch fest, who spits best guy. There's a lot of build up here just to get to DJ Mustard and his ex-wife. Right, there's a lot of build up. Went from punching his bitch to becoming one on this text live. That's a pretty weak diss. Dissing Rainer and Eleanor and throwing fits next, right. That's a pretty weak diss. Pretty weak personal. Then ignored Rainer's call-outs for a punch fest, who spits best guy. It's kind of weak. But you rather throw shots outside the ring, like DJ Mustard and his ex-wife. That's okay. And then this third bar, you've got, you know, your consistent video game scheme happening. So it's alright. It's alright. Will Mac. He sat back, laughing, gassed up, even though my tool's got his face stiff, no pulling cavities. Okay, so laughing, gas, trip to the dentist. And my tools have got his face stiff, no pulling cavities. So tools, guns, face stiff, rigor mortis. Cool. I can predict the cards he'll play, so when I drop the lame trick, I do it magically. Okay, so you can predict the cards he'll play, so you can predict that he's going to come with the personals that he's come with. So when I drop the lame trick, I do it magically. Drop the lame trick, do it magically wouldn't be that hard a punchline by itself, but because you've got that, I can predict the cards he'll play. It ties in together nicely. The setup and the punch are greater than the sum of their parts there, I think, because you've meshed them together quite well. Even if you rocked with Saint Nick, you couldn't rap with me. Oh my god, fucking rapping Christmas. Man, I read that like 3 fucking times in my head and thought, I don't fucking get that bar. I'm gonna look like a stupid cunt because I don't get the bar. Right. Rapped. I didn't get the bar because I never in 1,000 years thought you would actually use a RAP/WRAP wordplay in a King of Kings battle. But there you go, Will. You fucking amazed me. You did it. Even if you rocked with Saint Nick, you couldn't rap with me. It's fucking corny as fuck. But hey, it's set up, right? It's just set up building up to... your brain always followed COVID rules. Has never operated at full capacity. That's nice. You know, that was at the forefront of our perception, at the forefront of our consciousness for the last, fucking 2 years. Not allowed to operate at full capacity, and I never myself thought of applying that to someone's mental capacity. So that's one of those examples where somebody sees something and turns it into a little punchline, and you're like, why the fuck did I not see that? So nice. All right. He calls me Chris Brown because the idea of him winning, I fuck up that thought. Chris Brown, the idea. I don't get why the idea is in quote marks, or why it's highlighted. I fuck up that thought. Obvious enough punchline. Also, Will Mac using Chris Brown fucking up that thought lines. Just goes to show that he don't give a fuck about the controversy. People are going to keep coming at Will Mac with bars about Cammy dug up the dirt on you. you fucking smacked a bitch once, his fucking current wife, his ex-wife, I don't fucking know the full details, but Will Mack's just like, yeah, and like I'm the first rapper to smack a bitch or say faggot, right? So, I almost consider that a pre-buttle. He knows the other guy's gonna say something about fucking him slapping bitches, so he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna use a fucking Chris Brown punchline, which is nice. Strategic move there, right? Seeing Mac Daddy keeping Tommy boxed in like a ruined the Rugrats plot. I haven't seen the Rugrats movie, but the TV series was basically the same thing, right? Like, everything that happens in a Rugrats TV show or the Rugrats movie relies on the kids getting out of their playpen, right? If the kids don't get out of their playpen, there's no show, right? There's no adventures. So, keeping Tommy boxed in like a ruined the Rugrats plot, that's nice. My childhood was a long time ago. I don't remember much from the Rugrats, but again, like the Truth or Dare movie reference in Tommy's verse, I don't need to be intimately familiar with the reference material to get the punchline, so it works. Trying to serve up a cold dish. Here's tips for the Bilbra. Bilbra sounds like it's supposed to be a wordplay for something, and you've got to serve up a cold dish. I'm assuming Bilbra is like some sort of fucking ethnic dish that's served cold, sushi or something maybe. I don't know. I'm not familiar with a fucking dish that sounds like that would work as a, or maybe it's bully. I don't know. Either way, I'm not familiar with the dish. I get the concept. I can see what it must mean. I just don't actually know what it does specifically mean. Right? Here's tips for the Bilbra. When I used my mind to handle the bully like this shit was Matilda. Matilda is another movie I haven't seen, but I don't have to have seen it to be vaguely aware of it and understand that Matilda is a kid in the movie who has like fucking telekinesis and mental powers, right? So, use my mind to handle bully, telekinesis, cool. Writing when you lose, your hopeless plans is clear. Like January 6th, stuck behind bars is where this broken man appears. I kind of feel like you shoehorned politics in there for no real reason. Rioting when you lose, yeah, okay, he's going to have a tantrum when he loses. Your hopeless plan is clear. Okay. Like January 6th, stuck behind bars is where this broken man appears. Okay, one, as much as I'd fucking love to see it, I am not holding my breath to ever see fucking Donald Trump in orange overalls facing justice for the shit he pulled. As much as I would love to see it, I don't actually think it's ever going to happen. And without a consistent scheme or theme or some sort of breadcrumb setup, I don't feel like it really works that well as a bar here in this battle. When this broken man appears, also the punchline broken man appears ain't that great. When I ruin his highlights like a broken chandelier, that's okay, that's nice enough, but I gotta say, when I ruin his highlights, at that moment I was fully expecting to hear a punchline about fucking highlights in his hair, because that would have been like disrespectful as fuck, right? If you've been talking about him having highlights in his hair like a bitch, that would have been disrespectful as fuck. And then I broke a chandelier was kind of a letdown for my expectations. I mean, it's okay, you know, light work overhead like a chandelier, you know, like fucking my bars are overheads like chandeliers. Have the crowd duck in brass overhead like a fancy chandelier, you know. I've heard 1,000 fucking different versions, I've used 1,000 different versions. Ruiners highlights. That's one I don't think I've heard before, and it's nice enough. I just feel let down because I was really expecting to hear something about highlights in this here. My plan's to wreck this dude quick. Check the blueprint. Don't act like you can't see. You see him. Don't act like you can't see. You see him. Sounds kind of cool. It would sound cool on audio. And I'm thinking maybe it's supposed to be some sort of reference to no-see-ums, the bugs, right? But it's not completely clear what you're trying to say there, so that falls a little flat. My verse is art you can't touch, think fancy museums. Fucking ush, that's nice. Art you can't touch, think fancy museums, where everything's behind fucking velvet ropes and it's behind glass, and there's fucking security guards ready to fucking pounce on you, and if you fucking touch the art, you are immediately getting tackled to the ground and fucking dragged out. That's nice. That's nice. If your chick is bad, I'll hulk on that pussy. I'm quick to smash. That's alright. It's not fucking great. Hulk smash pussy isn't exactly an original concept, but it's okay. Then we'll see you lose over the net quicker than a Serena tennis match. Yeah, that's nice. He keeps his nose in my business. What a horny, hopeless elephant. I had to fucking pause a moment at that and think about that. What? His nose in my... And I was like, right, okay. One of those fucking humorous videos where an elephant at the zoo reaches out and fucking sticks their fucking trunk in someone's junk. Trying to ride this dangerous wave, but my flows just pelt the prick. That's your moment there, trying to ride this dangerous wave, but my flows just pelt the prick. That's your moment there where I felt for the first time you were just shoehorning a multi in there for the sake of having a multi. I'm taking dog to school. I had a show and tell this bitch. That's nice. That's nice, and it works as a closer. It's a nice, strong, clean finish. Quotables. Laugh and gas, face stiff, no pulling cavities. It's nice. Drop the lame trick and do it magically after predicting the cards you'll play. That's nice. Even if you rocked with Saint Nick, you couldn't rap with me. That's corny as fuck. But it's almost so corny it works. Your brain always followed COVID. Yeah, fucking brain followed COVID rules. Never operated at full capacity. That was nice. That was a why didn't I think of that moment? Chris Brown, fuck up that thought. Not the strongest punchline, but as a strategic pre-buttoning, I like it. Keeping Tommy boxed in like it ruined the Rugrats plot. That's nice, quotable. Cold dish, tips for the bill bra. I don't get it. Use my mind to handle the bully like the shit was Matilda. That's nice enough. Writing, hopeless plan is clear. January 6th, stuck behind bars, broken man appears. Nah, not fucking feeling it, man. When I ruin his highlights like a broken chandelier, despite subverting my expectations, it's okay. My plan is to wreck this dude quick, check the blueprint. Act like you can't see, you see him. Sounds cool, but isn't really saying anything unless I'm missing some reference. Art you can't touch, think fancy museums. That's fucking nice. Really dig that one. Chick is bad, Hulk on that pussy, quick to smash. Meh, heard it before, man. See you lose over the net quicker than a Serena tennis match. Yeah, that's okay. Keeps his nose in my business with a horny, hopeless elephant. Not really feeling that. Kind of cringe. Trying to ride this dangerous wave, but my flows just pelt the prick. Trying to ride this dangerous wave, but my flows just pelt the prick. Surely that's not a fucking menstrual period joke. Nah, can't be. I'm taking dog to school. I had to show and tell this bitch. Yeah, that's some fucking hard guy fucking speech. As much as a punchline, so it's a nice way to close. Okay, so Will has quite a few fucking quotables in there. Tommy, not so much. Tommy's got shorter multi-chains, but he's had to force bad grammar the whole way through to try and make them fit. Will Mac's got longer multi-chains and he hasn't had to force grammar to do it. Tommy is saying a bunch of shit. See, like here, well, I'm spraying, drop a Mac, but if Mac arrives, keep popping cap, celebrating. Okay, that's alright, because you've got the Mac arrives thing, right? Mac arrives, popping cap, celebrating. Okay. But then you've got, went from punching his bitch to becoming one on this text life. So if you'd said something and finished with, and ended up punching his bitch, yo, you know, like, that should be the end of your line, that should be your multi. You know, punching his bitch is the important part of what you're saying. So that should be your multi that you base your bar around. Whereas you just kind of gloss over it at the start, and then this text life is your multi. But this text life is like, it's not a strong thing to say to or about your opponent. Dissing Rainer and Eleanor and throwing Fitz next, right? Again, Fitz next, right? Isn't the strongest thing to be saying to your opponent, and it's not a punchline or a wordplay or anything. Punchfest, who spits best guy, more of the same. You're just using the words that fit, not the words that are important in the sentence. But you rather throw shots outside the ring like DJ Mustard and his ex-wife. Okay, so finally we get to the closer of the bar, and finally we get to the bit where the rhyme scheme, when we work backwards, we can see how you've worked backwards with the rhyme scheme, right? You've come up with DJ Mustard and his ex-wife, and you've worked backwards, and you've just gone, what rhymes with his ex-wife? And you come up with a bunch of stuff that rhymes with his ex-wife, and you've tried to, you know, create setups that lead up to that multi in each sentence, but you haven't been able to come up with actual punchlines. You've just been able to come up with multis that rhyme. So there's a whole lot of plain speech happening there. Whereas Will Mac is just, you know, punchline after wordplay after punchline after wordplay after double entendre after punchline after punch. You know, there's a couple of moments in there that I'm not really feeling, but the vast bulk of Will Mac's verse is saying something, and for large chunks of the verse he's saying something pretty fucking nice that was worth reading. So there we go. After a full and comprehensive breakdown, I can really only call this one way. It's not even fucking close. Once you start actually breaking down the two verses, it's a bit of a fucking body bag. My vote goes to Will Mac. Congratulations, well done. King of Kings. Just don't fucking expect me to call you that or bow down to you or any of that shit. But congrats, you won today.